Daughter Loves Horses. I'm Allie, this is Noah, and we're here to help you enjoy horses in a fun, safe way. And over here, we've got Earl, who's Noah's buddy, so he might kind of be in the background while we're working. But today, I'm going to show you the parts of a horse. We'll start up at the top. So some of these things are exactly the same as us. Horses have nostrils, they've got lips, this is their mouth. They do have a little chin here, his eyes are here, ears are up here. Now, horses also have something, this is called a forelock. Just a piece of their mane, their hair that comes up on their forehead. That's called the poll. This area here is called the throat latch. And when we get to parts of the bridle, you'll see why. Up here is Noah's mane. His mane, of course, falls to the other side, so you can see his mane here. The top part of a horse's neck is known as the crest, like the crest of a wave, the top of it. So here we have his crest. And here you can actually see the line of Noah's shoulder. So this is his shoulder. Horses have a special extension of their backbone called withers. And the withers are this bone here that stick up, and you can kind of see a little curve on Noah's back. These are very helpful for keeping the saddle in place, so we like withers. All right, moving down Noah's leg, Noah's elbow is right here. And actually, if I ask him to pick up his leg, you can see that point, just like our elbow, okay? Now, you might be wondering where his arm is, right? Because our elbow is all the way down here. And actually, remember I said this was Noah's shoulder? There's a bone in horses that runs from his shoulder to his elbow, just like us. The only difference is that that bone is part of the inside of Noah's body, rather than being an extremity or a limb that sticks off. Now, to make things confusing, after the elbow, we have the forearm here. So this is Noah's forearm. And they do call this the knee, even though this is not the same joint as the knee on us. So here's Noah's knee. This set of bones here is called the cannon bone. Then we have a joint here called the fetlock joint. And it is called the fetlock joint because these little hairs that stick off down here are called the fetlocks. There is another two bones that run between the fetlock joint and the hoof, and those two bones are called pastern bones. There's a long pastern bone and a short pastern bone. And this down here is Noah's hoof. Again, this is made out of the same thing as your fingernail, which makes it possible for us to put shoes on a horse. And you'll notice if I pull Noah's hair out of the way, there's this little kind of white line between the hoof and the rest of his leg. And that band is called the coronet band. And that is a source of all of the blood that feeds the hoof. So that's a very important section. And when horses get cuts there, they tend to bleed a lot more than you would expect because there's such a high concentration of blood there. And that's what keeps that hoof nice and healthy. All right, so moving back, this nice round part of the horse is called the barrel, kind of for the shape of it. This is Noah's back here, and his ribs run down here. And actually, if you could feel, you would feel that there are ribs all the way out to almost here, okay? And then there's that little gap, same as we have. So we have his back. This kind of protrusion, this part that points out here, this is his hip. So same as our hip bone, right up here. And the same thing, his hip to what is the same as our knee, that bone runs right through here. It's not loose on him, he has it inside his body here. Now, this joint here is called the stifle joint on horses. So he has a stifle joint here, and then here, this bone, for whatever reason, they decided to name the gaskin. Go figure. The gaskin leads down to another joint here called the hock. Now, it's not spelled like the bird. This is actually spelled H-O-C-K, but this is the hock joint, okay? This down here, again, is the cannon bone, just like the front. So we have a cannon bone here, and we also have a cannon bone in the front. Same thing here. This is the fetlock joint. He's got the little fetlock hairs. We have a fetlock joint. Pastern bones are here. Coronet bands are here. Hoof is down here. Okay? So from below the hock, the front and the back leg are identical. Now, let's see. We have, of course, tail here. The area where the tail attaches is known as the dock. And then this nice flat part here that kind of slopes down, that is called the croup. There's a piece of equipment called a crupper that helps hold a saddle from sliding forward, and it runs right along the croup. So, in general, that is our whole horse. I know some of the names are a little funny, but with some practice, you'll get the hang of it. So thank you.
Thanks for watching this video. Help My Daughter Loves Horses. Check out our website for more.